Okay. It is now almost 8 o'clock on Friday, the 13th, February 2025. I welcome you to episode 14 of Let's Talk to Strangers Safely. I am the clinician called Dylan. My primary pronouns are they, he, ze, and it. And I'm trying so hard to work through the madness, right? Uh, Um, I'm a master's level counseling psychologist. There's sometimes I just have to say the things out loud so that I can get to where I'm going. I have communication difficulties. I am autistic. Um, yeah, I'm clutching at things as they fly by on the stream of consciousness. I have an indoor living space. I have been homeless for 4.5 years. Yeah, 4.5 years. Uh, Technically van living, which is a form of homeless, which is there's a lot. So yeah, apparently these videos are gonna be difficult. I'm the only one who watches them anyway, but I'm in a cocooning phase. I'm a mess. I have an indoor living space that is warm and has food and a fridge, and I have my own bed in my own room that does not have a door, but that's fine because the person I've been staying with does not come up to this space unless he absolutely has to. The entire second floor was storage, so he was like, "Yeah, if you want to just move the stuff out of that room to the other room." So I'm gonna show my own living space because I did the absolute bare minimum to make it so that I could have a bed. Um, And then beyond the bed is just still his hoarded stuff, and then out there is just all his hoarded stuff. And this is the only of my trinkets and keepsakes that I have anymore. Is the dear God, please kill me. I am contemplating suicide uh statuette that sits on my altar. uh that's not always it's not always what it means. But in last year, I I don't know what the hell was going on because I decided like years ago that nope, I don't want to kill myself. I want to live. I want to see that how long I can live. And this past it's been since going to jail in the first place. Um with the exception of the time that I was having fun being alive with Chris. I don't I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to play this game anymore. I don't want to be alive anymore. I'm done. I'm bored. Like it's not even that it's too hard anymore. It's just because it's been too hard for a while. It's like I'm just I'm tired of running around doing what feels like meaningless side quests. I completed like my mission in life or whatever. I felt myself achieve like I get to go to heaven. Like I just like I'm it's so frustrating. Like I should be, and sometimes I just am happy. Like I it's difficult to explain um to most people because how on earth can I be happy? Filthy. I'm living in a house that like the pipes have been frozen for weeks, so if I want to shower or have any running water at all, I have to drive like 15 miles to the gym that I thankfully have a membership to. Because that's the thing is I wanted the traveler life and I knew that it was going to be hard. You know, like I knew that living in my car was going to be difficult. And the bathroom problem, like as a trans person, like come on, I'm so like I'm just double over the bathroom problem as a homeless trans person. Like I'm just so bored with this bathroom problem. Like just how many times are we going to have to argue about this stupid fucking bathroom bullshit? I'm so tired of hearing about this bathroom nonsense. And not to diminish in any way for other trans people the fear that we feel, because I still experience that fucking fear every time I go to goddamn bathroom, every time I have to go to the gym to take a shower. It took an hour sitting outside of the Planet Fitness. It took an hour from the point where I got there to the point where I was finally able to will my body to get up and actually walk into the building because I was dreading what might happen if I go in there to take a shower. I have never been suddenly assaulted. And as far as I know, I've never been physically assaulted for being trans. That is not a part of my experience. It's never happened to me. But it has been drilled into my head from like that's real shit that really happens. Like I know that for sure. I have met people who have been assaulted. That happens to people. That's real. Just because it's never happened to me, I know that shit is real. I'm terrified to take a shower. I'd rather be dirty. I'd rather smell bad. Once a week's good enough. Yeah, I'll shower once a week if I feel like it. But yeah, no. I've lived with depression long enough that I know what I'm willing to give up, and yeah, it's showers. If I have to deal with like terror, because like the thing is that it's not like just suck it up, get it over with, and it's done. No, I have to sit there and sit there and sit there and sit there, or I could just not take that fucking shower. Way easier to just not take the shower. And I'm one of the privileged homeless people that actually has no, I could just go there if I wanted right now. Like, this is, listen to how insane this sentence is, okay? I am privileged as a homeless person because I can just get in my car that has half a tank of gas in it and drive the 15 miles to the gym where I can pay for the membership to be able to go there. I could shower every single fucking day if I wanted to. Not worth the risk. But so after the hour, I finally like, nope, come on. It's either like you shit or get off the pot, get up and go, or I finally get up and I go in, and as usual, absolutely nothing bad happened, and everybody just ignored. They just didn't. Nobody interacted with me, just like normal every time. I've been going to the gym to use showers for 4.5 years. I've been doing this. It was just as intimidating in the women's room. No, it was slightly less intimidating in the women's room. It was just as uncomfortable in the women's room. Um, but like, if you don't want me to smell like piss, let me use a bathroom so that I don't piss outside and then end up with pee in my pants because I have nothing to wipe with. It's just yeah, I'm tired. I'm tired of the bathroom problem. And like that's where I want to end with the positive note of yeah, I the tiny little black, like vulnerable black trans man. I have driven across this United States 3 times. I've used random truck stop bathrooms with cisgender men in them in so many states I've lost count. Sorry. It's frustrating that I have to go through this fear every time. Even though I've become very confident that that's just not going to happen. But that's what PTSD is. Just sit there and just what because it's not like bad things have never happened to me before, and constantly being warned by all sides, because people on my side, be careful, be careful, we don't want you to get hurt. People on the other side is, no, we want you to get fucking hurt. So it's the cognitive dissonance. That's what that outburst was. The cognitive dissonance between, I believe other people when they say that they have been attacked for being trans. I believe other people when they say they would attack someone for being trans. It's never happened to me. And I am a mouthy motherfucker. Like for a while, like because I was very visibly trans for a while. Like it was just like, and that's one of those things that'll piss off trans people if you say someone is visibly trans. Some of us, it's no, you can just tell. Nope, that one was born female and is presenting male. That's like, yeah. I guess I'll do 15 minutes on this one because there's some things I want to rant at other trans people about now because a lot of it, the fear, and I think at times the prejudice that we get back. That's the thing. I don't know how to say it. Passing privilege. It's the factions within trans people sometimes. That's been some discussion I've been seeing, and I've been looking at like trans groups and stuff more, trying to steel myself for what is life really gonna be like. Because yeah, you go on Facebook and you see a bunch of people making shitty comments and calling us all mentally ill or deranged, or just saying really like just pointedly like like you'll never be a man, a female can never be a man, blah blah blah, all that shit. Yeah, and it's like, okay, that's like, if this is still like, this is just, they're still doing this bullshit, whatever. Like those stupid little things that at this point, like, people can say whatever hurtful bullshit they want. And I'm just like, all right, whatever. Like I've heard this before and it does not have any effect on who I am as a person. Like you can tell me as many times as you want that I can't be who I am because you only have a pre-kindergarten understanding of biology. Therefore, my existence just can't be in your world. Like, okay, like you can't handle it. I get it. Like that's too complex a thought for you. Fine, but like at this point, I'm really only worried about the physical threat, and it's not disappointment. That's the word I can't find the. It's not, because it's not, there's not a sense of relief. when I walk out of the gym and I haven't been assaulted, there's no like sense of relief. The feeling is closer to disappointment. Not because I want to be assaulted, but because I just like just get it over with kind of a thing. It's like I other trauma survivors will like understand this. Like if you've been in a situation, like if you've lived in domestic violence situations as the victim or the aggressor, that tension of when when is the next bad thing gonna happen? When is the next bad thing gonna happen? When does something terrible happen? Right? When you never have that release. Um and like it's so it's so sad. Listen, like there are times where victims are like, like there comes a point where I wish you'd just hit me. And it's just like because that just get it over with. Like just you cannot sustain that level of excitement and fear and being on edge. um like it's physically damaging to your body to live that way. And I've basically been living in like that level of hypervigilance. It ebbs and flows, but I've been hypervigilant my entire life. But the last since 2020 was when the paranoia and the terror really set in because I had like significant things going on. I mean, the doy, it was 2020. Like everything that was affecting the world was affecting me. But I had like personal issues in my life. That was when I moved to California. I was literally fleeing um the white person in me tells me I'm exaggerating, but no, he knew what he was doing. I was fleeing domestic terrorism. Um, Someone who had marched in Black Lives Matter protests with me intentionally used threats of having my apartment, quote unquote, raided by the police as a way to terrorize my son, and we decided to flee all the way to California. Um, and and now I'm just thinking about that. Like I don't even know. I have no idea what I was just talking about because I'm just in my feels about that. Oh, right, trauma. Yeah, I can dig my way back to that. Oh, the gym. So, right. So, yeah, I'm stuck on how do I say what I want to say in a way that is not victim blaming of trans people because I want to frame what I'm trying to express in it's because I have just always insisted on walking with confidence. Like I have low self-esteem. I was very narcissist. I have very low self-esteem, but I insist on walking with confidence and presenting myself with that like I don't know. I like being the center of attention energy, so I just here I am. I'm the main character. I'm that guy. I'm not a great guy. I'm that guy. But I don't know. Yeah, no, because it's just not on the trans people. Oh no, the message for trans people was because I got so frustrated with the other side of it. The message for trans people is honestly I've legit been back and forth across this country. I did two solo drives of the United States of America all by myself across like the middle of the country. So, and I did I'm terrible at geography. I know I passed through Arizona, part of Utah, New Mexico, California. Like I've slept in 25 out of the 50 official states. Um, because that's just the goal I had. But nothing bad has happened to me. And I just hope that gives you some hope. because I have been in I like bars, so I just with like regular good old country boys and the rough and tumble folk and whatever. Because I love a good dive bar. So like play like I like a place that looks like this is probably a nice place, but also there might be a fist fight later. Like that's just that's there's it's a that's the ambiance I look for in a bar. Is yeah, this looks like a pretty nice place, but there's definitely there might be a fist fight in this um because that's just those are my people. But um I've been exclusively using the men's room since I think 2020, with the exception of using the gym at the Y because actually I'd like get all the way unclothed for that. Um, yeah, and Texas. I was in Texas at one point. Like that's the thing is yeah, I didn't go straight across. I went like I did a bunch of travels. So the point was the point that I got distracted from again was yes, it's dangerous out there, but also there's a whole mess of people who are just like okay. And in my personal experience, there's way more of the okay than there are of like the anyone else. Like using the and it also helps that I chose a gym that like specifically allows trans people to decide for themselves which bathroom they belong in. Um, but in the entirety of me using the gym for my hygiene needs, I've had like three interactions with people that were like definitely about my gender. That the first one was going into the woman's room. A woman tried to block me and tell me that this is the woman's room. So I just said I know which bathroom I use and went around her and then waited to see if she brought people to bother me and she didn't. So I took my shower and it was fine. Um, The second time was I stormed into the gym locker room, angry and scowling in my tank top with my torn off sleeves. I'm not like super buff, but I'm fairly muscular. I was like stormed in like um because I had my period and needed to get to a toilet immediately. And an older woman visually cringed away from me in fear. Because as far as she could tell, that was just an angry man storming into the women's locker room, and that was the day that I decided that I should, for the comfort of the women in the women's locker room, I should use the men's room from now on. Um, because I just think that like I was like I no I'm not as uncomfortable going into the men's room as that like she was that's too she's and like she just and she didn't like say anything. Nobody approached me about it. Nobody bothered me because I went directly to a toilet stall and didn't bother anyone. That's the pause that like a lot of cisgender women need to take when they see someone who looks like a man in the woman's room. What if it was me and I had my period and I needed to use the women's room because this bathroom happened. I just happened to know that they keep free tampons in this bathroom. Like that's a thing. So maybe instead of overreact and insist that someone doesn't belong in a toilet, take a breath and see what fucking happens next. Because we're gonna go direct like every trans person I know, we walk into the bathroom, we keep our head down, we keep our eyes averted, we go directly to the stall, and we don't want to fucking be bothered. So like y'all need to back your own shit up and realize that yeah, that person like even if they look upset when they walk in, dude, it's a bathroom. Have you ever had to run to a bathroom because you had an upset? Pause. If they actually approach you, fucking do something about it. And that's the thing is the I'm just listening to the other side's argument in my head because the other side's argument is my own human female body going, yeah, that's how you get shoved into a fucking stall and raped. Is you take a pause and see what the big scary man is gonna do. That's why I'm just over this fucking bathroom problem. I have been on many sides of this bathroom problem. You don't want homeless people to smell like piss and shit. Awful lot of homeless trans people. Not all visibly trans. There's an awful lot of trans men out there that you just cannot tell. Oh, that's right. I have a date. The guy who, a couple days into chatting, all right, like today, I was like, nope, that's a huge red flag. But just these little red flag things along the way, and I'm like, yeah, no, this is a person who just the thing was that like he just wants to have sex. It seems with anyone at all. It seems because initially he was asking me about the size of my dick, and then when I told him that I don't have one because I'm a trans man, he's like, "Oh, okay, I'll accept you for who you are." And today he was like, "Can I tell you that I love you?" I was like, "Yeah, yikes, that's a huge red flag. We haven't even met yet." And he was like, "Okay, no, never mind." It's like, "Yeah, no, I'm like reconsidering the date at this point. Like that's a huge red flag." Um, and but then I didn't cancel the date because he asked what he could do to make it up to me, and I was like, all right, he's like this. I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be mean. I have so limited information about this person because I prefer to get to know people in person. So like we made a date. And then he's doing that thing where he's checking in and saying good morning every morning, and now he's calling me hun and babe. I'm like, we haven't made it to the first date yet. You're already calling me hun and babe and checking in every day. Like for me, that's already too fucking much. Um, unless we actually hit it off and are really good. So like, okay, he's just already doing the things that he would be doing. Yeah, that he's just already doing the things that he would be doing if we were actually a couple, which is just presumptuous. Um, but so it gives me a really good idea of how this is going to go, which is we're going to have probably one date on Monday, and I'm probably going to have one date on Monday, and I'm going to just not conjecture anymore about what may or may not happen on that date. But I don't think it'll be a very long date. Oh shit, this has been almost a half an hour now. Bonus episode of way too long. But oh right, it's Friday the 13th and I'm going to karaoke at the bar in the town that I'm staying in now. And I'm going all alone to a place that I don't know. Oh right, I'm going all alone to a place I don't know. In a town I just moved to in rural Vermont. I went there once before and somebody immediately wanted to come over and talk to me and be friendly, so I think it'd be fine. I have to remember, like, I've been in like distrust mode for so long. I have to remember that no, people want to be friendly and people want to be nice and people want to have pleasant conversations and be fun. I am so tired of like the only interactions I ever really like get to participate in are like Facebook arguments. I'm so tired of the lack of social interaction that I have. And like I don't know how to find like the constructive conversation comments because it's just everybody's so unhappy. All right, I'm gonna cut this off at 30 minutes, but like, all right, I love me, I love the world, and also I'm asking a trans woman on a date.